The film begins with a little girl narrating an event from 2 years ago in her town of Maybrook. One Wednesday morning at 2:17 a.m., 17 students from Ms. Justine Gandy's second-grade class, except for one boy, Alex Lilly, mysteriously walked out of their homes and disappeared into the night, running with their arms outstretched. No one knows where they went or why they left. Both Justine and Alex are interviewed about the disappearances, but neither has any answers. Justine. A meeting is held at the school with concerned parents. Most blame Justine for the students' disappearances, accusing her of causing the children to leave, though Justine is just as distraught as everyone else. Principal Marcus Miller tries to protect her from the angry parents, who are calling for her arrest. Justine struggles with depression and turns to alcohol, frequently visiting the liquor store. She also receives anonymous threatening phone calls. One night, she discovers someone has spray-painted "witch" on her car. Due to past reports of boundary issues with her students, Marcus puts Justine on leave. She later files a police report for the vandalism and the threatening calls. That evening, Justine meets with her ex-boyfriend, Paul Morgan, a cop. They have a drink at a bar, and one thing leads to another. They spend the night together. The next morning, Justine drops Paul off at his house. The following day, Justine sees Alex walking alone and follows him to his home. She attempts to speak with him, but no one answers when she rings the doorbell. She notices his parents sitting unnaturally still on the couch inside and leaves. She reports the strange scene to Marcus, who warns her to stay away from Alex's house. Later, Justine is confronted by Paul's wife, Donna, who knows about their affair. Donna attacks Justine at the liquor store, pouring vodka on her before the clerk intervenes. That night, Justine has a disturbing dream where she enters her classroom at night, and the missing children are sitting silently at their desks. Alex, now with creepy clown makeup, raises his head. Justine wakes up in fear as she spots a strange red-haired woman on her ceiling. The next day, Justine follows Alex again. He claims he's fine but angrily orders her to stop following him. Despite his protests, she continues spying on his house until she passes out drunk. In the night, a mysterious woman enters Justine's car and cuts a lock of her hair. Archer Graff, a parent whose son Matthew was among the missing children, watches a Ring camera video of Matthew running out of their house the night he disappeared. Archer is also deeply troubled by the lack of progress in the investigation. He meets with Captain Ed Locke at the police station, but there are no new leads. Archer, like many others, suspects Justine's involvement in the disappearances. He later confesses to vandalizing her car. That night, Archer dreams of chasing Matthew through the woods, only to end up back home, seeing a rifle with the number 217 on it. He watches Matthew sleeping in his room and tearfully tells his son he loves him, a sentiment he never expressed before. When Archer shines a light on Matthew, he instead sees the same red-haired woman Justine saw, grinning at him. Archer continues his investigation by visiting the Baileys, another family whose child disappeared. He watches their Ring camera footage, which shows their daughter running in a straight line like Matthew. Archer tries to track down the location the children could have gone. At a gas station, Archer spots Justine filling her car. As they talk, Marcus suddenly appears, charging toward Justine with his arms outstretched and eyes covered in blood. Archer intervenes, and Justine runs for safety while Marcus is subdued. Paul Morgan, the cop, is seen going through his day. He tackles a young man, James, who is trying to break into a building. When Paul pricks his finger on a used needle in James' pocket, he violently attacks him but later realizes the incident was caught on his dashcam. After his night with Justine, Paul's wife, Donna, figures out he had an affair. At work, Paul is reprimanded by Locke for his behavior. Later, Paul spots James again and angrily pursues him. James is a junkie living in the woods. After his run-in with Paul, he breaks into the Lilly house to steal valuables. While in the basement, he discovers all 17 missing children, now catatonic. He barely escapes the house when Alex's parents appear, following him. James sees a $50,000 reward for information about the missing kids and reluctantly reports it to the police. Paul spots him again and chases him to his tent. James tells Paul he knows where the children are, and Paul agrees to take him to the Lilly house. Hours later, Paul emerges from the house in a trance, dragging James inside. Marcus Miller, the school principal, is at the supermarket with his husband, Terry, when Justine calls him about her troubling discovery at the Lilly house. Marcus agrees to meet with Alex's parents the following Monday. However, when he arrives, he meets Alex's Aunt Gladys, a mysterious woman with red hair. She claims Alex's parents are unwell and couldn't make it. Later, Gladys visits Marcus and Terry at their home, pretending to be distressed. She demands water, then cuts her hand and uses her blood to activate a sinister ritual. She snips a lock of Terry's hair and begins a dark incantation. Marcus attempts to call the police, but Gladys silences him with a bell, causing him to become possessed. Marcus violently kills Terry before he turns on Justine. Marcus, now in a trance, attacks Justine and Archer. Archer tackles Marcus into a fridge, and Justine escapes, but Marcus is hit by a car and killed. Justine and Archer set aside their differences and agree to team up. Archer shows Justine a map of possible locations the children might have run to. She recognizes one location as the Lilly house. Alex. Before the disappearances, Alex was a lonely, quiet child. Matthew often bullied him. His parents were loving, but Alex's Aunt Gladys came to stay with them, claiming to be ill. Alex discovered that her red hair was a wig and that she kept a tree in her room for her rituals. One day, Alex comes home to find his parents catatonic. Gladys seems healthier and manipulative, threatening Alex if he reveals what she's doing. She forces him to collect items from each of his classmates for her ritual. She creates a potion, summoning the children to the Lilly house at 2:17 a.m. In the present, Justine and Archer break into the Lilly house. Justine steps over a salt line, triggering an attack by possessed versions of Paul and James. Alex steps over the salt line, causing his parents to chase him. Justine fights off Paul, peeling part of his face with a potato peeler before shooting him. Archer confronts James in the basement, where the children are kept. Justine kills James. Alex grabs a branch from Gladys' tree and performs a ritual to break her spell. The 17 children, now freed, storm out of the basement and chase Gladys, tearing her apart. This breaks her hold over Archer and the Lillys. Justine and Archer reunite with the children, and Alex is found safe with his parents. The narrator reveals that Alex is now living with a kinder aunt, and the other children have been reunited with their families. Some are beginning to speak again.